Okay, so we're going to look at love today. Let's see how you're doing. I want to look at romantic love. Do you mind? I know a lot of people, for one, maybe, I don't know. That's what I want to touch in on. That's what I'm picking up on. So let's see what's up with romantic love. I guess you could think about, I don't like to get too much into the other person too much because I feel like that's an invasion of privacy. We should be having a conversation with them, not picking at them through readings. But I also know that sometimes these readings can be very helpful in giving a little bit of an indication to what's happening. So hopefully we can move forward with confidence, right? So let's see. Let's see how you're feeling about love. It was just 111. Let's see how you're feeling in relation to what's your energy around romantic energy. Let's do that. Okay. Okay, it's both. Possessiveness and challenges. Okay. Oh, we don't even have to go deception on the bottom. Okay, we were just talking about romantic energy. So someone's dealt with someone who's been possessive, or someone has been possessive emotionally with them. And there were, again, I guess, challenges with that. This is with dating. This is with just dating. This could also be where someone is very possessive or protective over their children. They have children. And so in ways of romantic dating, they're like, I need to protect myself. I need to protect my children. I need to protect myself spiritually. They're afraid. Okay, so someone's afraid to connect deeply because then they lose themselves in some kind of way, or they can't disengage from these other, from what they've already created. It's hard to add on to the creation. So let's touch on this in a few different ways I'm seeing. Hold on. Oh, this is Scorpio energy. So somebody's a fire rising. Oh, this could also be where someone's saying to them, I'm seeing the example where someone's like, I don't know if it's exactly an open relationship, but it's like, it's never definitive. It's not definitive. It's like, well, I heard I like you, but I don't have time. I think some of you have dated. Okay, when did you date a jealous person? Or if you're the jealous person, I don't mean to, I'm not trying to project that onto you ultimately, but even coming from a person that's generally, I can count the times that I've been jealous in my life, and all of them were absolutely ridiculous. But I could see, maybe you want to think about when you're jealous. Maybe this is just if you got some strong Scorpio water fire stuff, it can be natural. I don't know, but if it's not you, then you're attracting it. Or maybe you've attracted that again, or like emotionally manipulative people, and you're like, well, I'm not even gonna bother. It's like if you tried to be like, well, aren't we dating? And it's just like, yeah, well, and then I see somebody like when they're with somebody. So this is when someone's gotten cheated on. That's still in someone's romantic energy, when someone has been dishonest, has lied, has I guess it's the same thing. Dishonest sounds nicer. So someone's also, the natural tendency here is also to make excuses for somebody. And it's almost like an undercurrent where it's like, okay, I'm going to date a person that has a lot of challenges. I'm going to date a person that has no boundaries. That's wild. They could be a drinker, a party, or whatever. It's something like that. It's somebody that's difficult, someone who's a little bit violent, someone who's a little bit jealous, someone who's a little bit aggressive, someone who's a little bit too drunk. But it's kind of like, oh, I can tame them. Oh, I can tame that. And it's just like, no, you can't. No, you can't. Because see, the opposite, if we turn this around, what we're talking about is an excess in loyalty. But I guess in ways of loyalty, again, this is something that's in somebody's blood. So this relates to their happiness. It's like, regardless, you could be in an awesome, healthy relationship right now. If you are, for some reason, let's go over this. If you are in a happy, healthy relationship right now, then this is the undercurrent through your exes are still in there some way, somehow. If you are single, this is the situation as it is. If you're dating, I guess this is what's happening with your dating, and that's, I don't know. Let me see. Because again, the challenge is possessiveness. So someone's really risky, okay? They're very risky. Oh, I keep seeing it where someone would date somebody who was like untamable. So you dated a fire sign, right? Fire cannot be tamed. It can't. You can't catch the wind. You can't tame fire. So an air or fire sign. It's more fire though. So this is where someone also hides money from their person, or like hides what's going on. That's part of the control, is like, I'm not really going to tell you like what I'm up to. But they like give a sprinkle. It reminds me of that, oh, I'm going to give you a crumb. I'm going to give you a crumb. And someone keeps taking crumbs because they think, well, I heard I've seen the cookie. I've seen the cookie. Some people could also be, sadly, and I could also see this as a situation where someone, especially if you have children involved, it's like perhaps because of money, because of finances and things like that, it's like they couldn't get out of a situation. They're like, it's too challenging. This possessiveness card is like, to me, it's showing me where like, at first, someone sort of hides who they are, and then I saw a hook, and someone gets hooked. So if you're in a domestic, because this could also be domestic violence, sadly. And that could be one of those things where like someone's under the thumb. It's like, oh, well, and I don't know, I heard this could even go back further through, because we said it's in your blood, right? So this could be like your mother, your grandmother, I don't know. Something where like somebody didn't have their own means of support. They had to be under the thumb of somebody else, most likely the father of their children, or like, and this is no diss on the men, because women can be just as violent and fucked up as men. So don't get that twisted. It's a human issue, because regardless, like someone's accepting it, you know? Because this card says, you will enter a time of expansion, so begin to take steps toward achieving your ultimate objective immediately. Immediately. So someone needs, if you're in a situation, you have to make a plan to get out of it. If you've already been, if this is a past situation and it's just in your blood, again, it's in your energy field, if you, whatever you want to call it, then, because this is 16, right? It breaks down to 16. This is swift action. It's like, no, let's go. I don't have time for this. And actually, your finances will improve once you get out of this situation. But I think that's part of the reason that somebody wouldn't leave, is because they were connected to the money, or like they were connected to, again, like the crumb that was being given. Okay, let's see here. I don't even know. I don't think we're supposed to look at the other person, because I can't tell whether we're talking about it. It won't show me whether it's like, again, what did we talk about? Your mother. You're talking about you. We're talking about who you used to date. You could be dating somebody else. Like, I don't know. It's all overlapping. Gratification. Oh, so someone stays. They stay in it. See, we were trying to be strong. You heard the words before. You heard the energy. You felt the energy, right? Like, it's all awareness. It's like, oh, this is so domestic. This is so like domestic violence, or like emotional abuse. It's someone who's like aware of it. They're mad about it. They acknowledge it, but they do nothing about it. And it's like someone knows. Like, they're like, yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you. And actually, this is reminding me, do you ever see that the show 1212? You ever see that show The Maid? Where like she just keeps going back to him. Even when she got away, she still ate, like looped back around. You know, it's like, because this could be one of those things. This is just a story I'm seeing. I don't know who this is in your life or how you're connecting this, but this is, I heard this is important. Because again, even if this isn't presently, it's like in somebody's energy. When we talk about romantic love, is this could be somebody where like, say somebody wealthy came along and was like, I'll help you. Again, in that Maid show, we're just going to go with it as an example. In that Maid show, this woman had this piece of shit dude. He's a total fucking loser and a drunk. And she was going to go to college, and they were just fucking all the time, and before they were married, and then she got pregnant, and then he wanted her to have an abortion, or that was the thing, like he didn't want a kid, basically. And she decided that she did, so they kept it, and then they tried to stay together, and then he just got more and more drunk, and then long story short, it ends up getting real gnarly. And then she finally leaves and gets help, goes to the DV shelter, everything. And some time passes, and she ends up right back with it. But the thing is in between there was this man that would show up that was like a really normal, nice guy. Had a good job, had a nice home, got along with his parents, good friends, good coworkers, good with the community, and genuinely a good guy. And it's like she couldn't accept it because she felt like, well, you can't really love me. I'm just like a charity. I'm just charity, because she knew how fucked up she was. She knew she was making the wrong choices, and it was embarrassing. And so she didn't feel deserving of this good person that wanted to help her. And even though she took it for a second, she wouldn't stick with it because, again, so that's interesting. And there was a lot of back and forth in that story. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of like trying to give somebody I think part of the challenge in that story was like she was trying to give somebody else like too many 8, 9, 10th chances. You know, it's not even like second chance, third chance, you're out. It was just like 9th chance, 13th chance, 15th chance. It just never worked out. I mean, in the end, it did, but I guess it's also a movie. So I guess what I'd like to say, what I'm seeing here also, what I feel would be helpful to express is that if you are no longer in a violent, abusive, emotionally or otherwise, situation, you started making better choices for yourself and for your inner child or your children, then congratulations. Congratulations. I heard you're allowed to give yourself a little bit of gratification, because whatever story we're tapping into, I'm not feeling the need to like sob about it right now. That's not the feeling that's coming through. It's more of like we're trying to feel strong about it, because we know this is probably an old story for most of you. And even if you were in it right now and this was a present situation, then well, then I guess the challenge would be to be self-possessive, to possess yourself. Because to be possessed means you aren't yourself anymore. Something else takes over you. But again, that's also allowed. Because this card here says you are not a victim of circumstance. You will set yourself up for success in the long run if you are willing to adapt to this shift. At long last, you're accomplishing what you set out to do. Everything will work out perfectly well in the end. But this is clarity, right? So we have to be clear about the fact that like some things don't change. And we can self-gratify, you know, again, like sometimes that cookie crumb is just enough. It's just enough. It's like, well, they were nice to me today. They were nice to me today. Because I guess regardless, then there's still something where someone feels a little bit like a victim. But there's also some great transformation and major changes around that. And again, I sense that a person has already gotten out of this. If you're here and you find me, I as a reader generally only connect to people who have gotten to a certain stage on the path. It's just the way that it seems to be. Not that we can't still be dealing with stuff, but it's more of the emotional or mental or energetic healing and like assemblage point shifting in relation to these old things as we move forward. Does this make sense? So there is progress, but progress is also slow about that. So again, let's go over this. If you're involved right now, I guess we already went over that. We went over if this is your present situation. I guess again we've gone over it. Don't make excuses for shit. Sorry, that sounded harsh. Maybe some of you like, because I could see that this is even where friends get fed up with it, where they're like, dude, yeah, okay, he hit you again, or like she cheated again, or like she, you know, because this isn't just the he. The female here is the one that's actually in the reverse. The female is the one that has the possessiveness. The masculine is actually like, and that could be something too, is if you're, if you're the feminine, and again, you've gotten out of it, because I sense you've already been in this situation. If you've gotten out of it, which took you a long, long time. some way or another, something had to happen to shift that, to make you realize that you are not a victim of circumstance, right? Going through life acting like a victim it's so sad. There's no power in that, you know? I mean, power doesn't mean good, but like that, maybe that's the thing. But I could also see that, sorry, my camera just became full. It was like, that is enough of that. So let's close this reading. Let's see what Izumi has to say. Decision. So we have to make a decision. It's like my whole body just became all chilly, especially down my legs. It's like this says, begin taking steps. This word toward looks like forward. Begin taking steps forward wherever you have taken steps to get out of something that just was so challenging. Because this could also be where the challenge in ways of romantic energy, regardless again of the situation now, past or present, is like the emotional body is still possessed by the challenges that it has had to deal with. Now a person is also gaining clarity on that. So this is almost as if someone's like going to therapy like way after the fact. You know, it could be one of those things where someone didn't even realize that they were a victim of, and I heard of, circumstance. Now, this isn't an acknowledgement of that to be like, oh shit, I'm a victim. No, it's again, it's insight where it's like, wait a second, I heard I'm still holding this in my body and I don't want to. Because again, that very much could be, the challenge could be possessed by the emotional world of... Because look, this is, somebody has got their mind set on you. And this is a stable person. Again, this keeps reminding me of that really nice guy in that Maid. So again, if you're the feminine that's got a lot of baggage, which we all do, because we stopped following the rules of society and of tradition, right? Now we do whatever we want to do. How's that working out for society, right? Let's go to, you ever watch Homath? Seriously though. It's like the idea of going to the extreme of things is not, it's not seemingly helping, but but someone may be just confused. They may just be like, I mean, maybe I'm being overly optimistic here. Maybe we're trying to see it like, oh, you can get out of it, you can get out of it. But like, I can understand. I heard wholeheartedly that some people feel like they don't have any choice. You know? I mean, do they always have a choice? Yeah. Is it hard to get out of a hard thing? Yes. Is it totally fucking worth it? Yes. This could also be an awareness and a clarity that's also coming around, like, why am I attracted to what I'm attracted to? Because again, I could see where somebody loves the bad boy, or somebody loves, again, something that they can't have. They can't possess it. They can't own it. They can't, it's not really theirs. Right? Again, like a wedding band. It's like, no, I heard I'm never going to marry you. Interesting reading. This is also one of those situations where maybe that's why we're able to communicate it so easily. Where like, other people on the outside are very confused about like why someone would continue to stay in this situation. You know, because either way, whatever the definition of this energy is, it's negative. It's not positive. It's not positive, and there has to be some kind of change. Because this is fast pace forward. And this says begin taking the steps forward. Now this is the thing. Originally, this was here, which was swift action. Let's do it. This is, I'm seeing someone pack up their, I don't know why we're talking this out. Look, we're even talking like nervously. Can you hear it? Can you feel it? So again, I'm not even going to try to like figure out again whether this is presently or the past, because even if it's the past and someone is way out of this and be like, what are you talking about? That was like when I was pregnant, or like blah 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 blah. It's still up in there, apparently. Interesting. So again, I keep seeing the situation, because we want to keep talking about this, right? So it needs to be discussed. But it's one of those things where it's like, all right, now that we have the information, now that there's clarity and awareness around it, like, what do I do with that? I mean, even our talking was, like, big and, like, you know, maybe it's just, like, now a person's, like, overly protective, or, like, they can't, like, let their... Even if they found someone that was really, like, excessively loyal, let's take this in the positive, be like, I'd be with you forever. You know, like, and they mean it. And they're a good person. It's like someone may not be attracted after a while, because it's like, wait, there's no friction. Where's the friction? That's what I'm used to, is like this push and pull, or this tug of war. You know, it's oh, I'm dating the crocodile. I gotta tame the crocodile. It's like, you don't gotta tame this person, they tame themselves. For the most part. Okay. I guess we're gonna leave that like that. I don't know what else to say. I hope this was helpful. And I hope that shifted something in your body. God bless you, is what I hear someone saying. God bless you. God bless you. Enthusiasm deadlock. Oh God, someone's so stuck. So if this isn't you, I heard this may be a relationship that you need to step away from. And I don't know, some of you might even work in like a DV clinic or something like that. It's like, just, I mean, I guess if you did, you would know. Impatience with hedonism. Wow, okay. I'm not going to keep digging. It's, so something doesn't change. I guess that's what has to be admitted. But a person can make change about it, but that situation does not change. They can change how they interact with it. All right. Again, I heard God bless you.